In university, I effectively purchased a girlfriend. The arrangement was straightforward: stay by my side, and I'd settle her family's astronomical medical bills. Lily, a brilliant student from a disadvantaged background, suppressed her pride and endured for excruciating years with me. Then, overnight, my family's wealth vanished. We declared bankruptcy. When I ended our relationship, she remained as aloof as ever, offering no words to persuade me to stay. Later, I found myself waiting tables at an upscale karaoke lounge in Chicago, desperately trying to pay off debts. Meanwhile, Lily had ascended to become a successful CEO, dating Alex, the once most popular guy in our Northwestern University class. One fateful day, she spotted me at the lounge. "Do you regret it?" she asked. "No," I replied. "Well, I do," she countered. I never anticipated running into Lily again like this. As I served a fruit platter, I kept my head bowed, praying she wouldn't recognize me. Alex sat beside her. They made a strikingly attractive couple, a perfect match. "Waiter," Lily called. "Could you slice the oranges?" I turned my back to her, carefully cutting the fruit into precise slices. Long ago, when I adored oranges, Lily would always peel and slice them for me. Her knife skills were masterful, each slice uniform. Back then, I foolishly mistook it as a sign of her affection. I later learned it was merely a habit. Her thoughts wandered elsewhere as she sliced, anywhere but to me. During the guest conversation, someone brought up college romances. "I heard Lily had a boyfriend throughout college," someone remarked. My hand trembled. Lily merely mumbled, "Yeah, that's nice." The person persisted. "With someone for years, he must be unforgettable, right?" Silence filled the room. After a moment, Lily laughed softly. "Not really. She'd be lucky if she didn't loathe him," Alex smoothly explained. "Lily and I went to Northwestern. It was tough for her back then. Honestly, if her ex wasn't in the picture, would we have taken so long to get together?" Another chimed in, "Exactly. Mr. Alex is a celebrity now. No matter how good the ex was, he can't compare." I pulled my cap lower, eager to escape. The fruit knife slipped, cutting my hand. I winced in pain, drawing everyone's attention. "What's going on? Can't even cut fruit properly," Alex grumbled. "I'm sorry. I'll get a new plate," I stammered, grabbing the platter and attempting to flee. "Wait," Lily suddenly commanded, halting me in my tracks. Each word was measured. My feet felt rooted to the ground. Just then, the shift manager, Emma, arrived. "So sorry, everyone. This employee is new. The fruit platter is on the house tonight." She shot me a warning look. "Hurry and bring a new one." I managed to escape. Later, Emma pulled me aside. "Next time, be more careful. We all start somewhere, but one more complaint, and tonight's work is for nothing." "Thanks, Emma." "No problem. Just be extra cautious with that VIP room. The woman in the middle is the CEO of a tech firm. We can't afford to upset her." "Emma, I'm a bit shaken. Could you take the oranges in for me?" "Sure." I sighed in relief. I was the very ex Lily had been talking about, the one she surely loathed. I vividly recalled our freshman year. Lily, dressed in worn, out clothes, stood out awkwardly among the new students. Her poverty was as evident as her delicate beauty. I was drawn to the soft, cool cadence of her voice and the way her long lashes fluttered when she looked at me. Lily desperately needed money. The financial aid spot she deserved was stolen by someone with connections. One evening after class, I took her hand. "Lily, I like you. Be with me. I'll support you." Naturally, she refused. But I was persistent. The turning point came when her grandfather, who'd raised her, fell gravely ill. Without hesitation, I paid the medical bills. Finally, Lily relented. I thought I'd done a noble deed, but I'd actually crushed her spirit. After we started dating, she continued working part-time to cover her expenses, rarely touching my money. Yet, things worsened. Rumors spread on campus that she was selling herself. Classmates' stares turned cold, and cruel nicknames emerged. Oblivious, I comforted her. "Don't listen to them. They're just jealous." I lived in my own bubble, unaware of the battles she fought alone. Senior year, my family's empire crumbled. Without explanation, I told Lily, "Let's break up." "Why?" "I'm tired of you." Just like that, it was over. I assumed she was relieved to be free. That day, I destroyed my SIM card, deleted my social media, and left for another city to work off debts. I only returned to Chicago 3 months ago. Lily seemed to be thriving. She'd always been a genius, effortlessly topping the class. Just 4 years after graduation, she was a rising business star, featured in magazines. Alex, once the campus heartthrob, had become an actor. I never expected them to end up together. Good for them, I thought, suppressing the pang of jealousy. At 4 a.m., my shift ended. I was the last one left. My colleagues, thinking everyone had gone, turned off the lights and stopped the elevators. Frustrated, I repeatedly pressed the elevator button. Just call someone, Lily's voice sounded behind me. Stiffly, I called a coworker. The elevator started, and we stood in the confined space. You finished this late? She asked coldly. We leave after all customers are gone. Is the pay decent? It's okay. I kept my head down, hiding my face. She seemed not to recognize me, making idle chat before checking her watch. This elevator is so slow. My boyfriend's probably getting impatient. He's so clingy. I froze, realizing she meant Alex. What about you? Leaving so late. Where's your girlfriend? I live nearby. When the elevator doors opened, I rushed out. Suddenly, Lily exploded. What are you running from? Where else can you go, Ethan? Just disappearing. Was that fun? She stepped closer. She was still the girl I remembered, but the innocence was replaced by a hardened edge. Social media deleted, phone number changed. Even the professors couldn't find you. Ethan Miller, you're something else. I looked up, meeting her gaze. You used your connections to find out, didn't you? My family went bankrupt at my dad's in deep financial trouble, still owing debts. Why didn't you tell me then? I was at a loss for words. Was it about your pride? Or, before I could finish, Alex walked over. Hey, Ethan. It really is you. Long time no see. Everyone's been looking for you. Why'd you vanish for 4 years? I headed south, seeking a fresh start. Ethan's eyes widened in disbelief as he eyed my worn-out clothes. Isn't that the down jacket you bought during junior year? It's shedding feathers. Why are you still wearing it? Back in the day, I'd discard clothes after a single season. His question was clearly meant to sting, but I'd grown numb to such barbs. It's not broken. Still wearable, I replied curtly. Ethan nodded with a knowing smirk. Financial troubles? You should have said so. An old classmate's here to help. He pulled out a credit card, offering it like a charity handout. Take this. No need to pay me back. I glanced at him, then at Lily, managing a faint smile. I'm getting married soon. You're both invited. The words seemed to jolt Lily, her eyes widening in shock. The karaoke bar was just my side hustle. By day, I worked in an office. One Monday, news of a new client sent my colleagues into a frenzy. Heard this client's a prodigy. Started her company on a mission to find someone. Who? I asked, a sense of foreboding creeping in. Her ex-boyfriend, probably. The system's still incomplete, but investors are pouring in. Our boss is desperate to seal the deal. As I collected documents from the meeting room, I overheard Lily discussing the collaboration. I need more time to think. Pushing open the door, I placed the files on the table. Her gaze bore into me, intense and unwavering. What are you doing here? She snapped. This is my main job. My boss looked intrigued. Ethan, you know Miss Vance? We've crossed paths, I said carefully. Lily's anger flared again. Mr. Thompson, I'll sign the contract on one condition. Ethan becomes my assistant. Before I could protest, my boss agreed. They talked business all day. As I packed up to leave that evening, Lily blocked my way. Where do you think you're going? I haven't dismissed you. Miss Vance, I can't work overtime. I have other commitments. Like what? I need to deliver food. She stared at me, stunned. In college, I'd never even considered such a job, while she'd spent countless evenings dashing between deliveries, surviving on company-provided boxed meals. I remembered one time finding her in a tiny, crowded room, sharing a simple rice box with other drivers. Lily, this isn't healthy. Let's go get something better to eat, I'd said then. She'd looked uncomfortable. Does it matter? I'd dragged her to an upscale steakhouse. She'd stood at the entrance for ages, silently removing her delivery uniform. Now, after my family's collapse, I finally understood her hesitation. That day, like today, it had started to snow. I'd fallen while delivering, spilling the order. The customer had berated me. As I apologized, nursing a scraped palm, Lily suddenly appeared. Don't hide it, she said softly, her eyes red. Go clean it. I have to finish this delivery first. Get in the car. I'll drive you. At the customer's place, they'd sneered. Even Porsche drivers deliver food now? When I had another order to pick up, Lily tried to stop me. I can't. I haven't earned enough tonight. Then I'm buying your time. No more deliveries. She drove me to her apartment. I hesitated at the door, not wanting to intrude. Ryan will be mad, I said. You should worry about yourself. Look at you, she retorted. And besides, Ryan and I were never a real couple. She tossed a contract at me. 6 months ago, he proposed a fake relationship. He wanted to avoid being pressured by wealthy women in the industry, and I needed help with pushy clients. The contract clearly states we stay out of each other's personal lives. As she tended to my wound, I noticed a shelf lined with unopened perfume boxes, the brand I'd once adored. I asked your colleagues about you, she said. They said you're single. You lied to me at the karaoke bar, didn't you? I wasn't lying. Then show me a picture of you and this fiancé. We haven't taken any photos yet. That's hard to believe. I'll show you next time I do. She laughed, half amused, half frustrated, then leaned in close. I bought your time. You know what that means, right? I'll refund you. I'm really getting married. She traced her finger along my arm, stopping at the bracelet on my wrist. Getting married, yet still wearing the bracelet your ex gave you. Don't you think that's inappropriate? The bracelet, dulled by time, was the first gift Lily had ever given me on my 19th birthday. I remembered that week she'd been so busy with work, barely seeing me. On my birthday, I'd waited at a fancy restaurant, and she'd finally shown up late, looking exhausted in her dirty delivery uniform. She'd given me the bracelet, a simple, inexpensive piece that must have cost her a fortune. I'd loved it instantly and never taken it off. Now, as I sat in her luxurious apartment, surrounded by the very things I'd once taken for granted, I couldn't tell if this was a display of lingering love or a subtle form of revenge. Before I could respond, Lily panicked. Are you angry? I was wrong. I never truly considered your feelings, Lily murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. Today's your 26th birthday. I bought you a new bracelet. It took a moment for her words to sink in. I'd completely forgotten it was my birthday. Lily held out a sleek gift box, her eyes filled with a mix of hope and trepidation. Do you like it? She reached for the worn-out bracelet on my wrist, as if intent on replacing it with the new one. Before she could finish, the doorbell shattered the charged silence. Olivia Baker stood at the threshold, her gaze piercing. Where's Ethan? I'm here for him. Who are you? Lily asked, her tone cautious. I'm his fiancé. Didn't he tell you? Olivia's smirk was venomous. Lily froze, the gift box slipping from her fingers and landing with a soft thud on the carpet. Without another word, I followed Olivia out. Olivia and I had a history. Back when my family was still flush with wealth, she'd confessed her feelings multiple times. But my heart had been set on Lily, and I'd rejected her over and over. Then, just last week, she'd reappeared, dangling an offer. Marry her, and she'd help clear my debts. When I'd asked why, she'd sneered, I want to prove you made the wrong choice. That penniless girl will only drag you down. I'd glimpsed a pregnancy test report in her bag, a cruel twist to her already twisted game. I'd reluctantly asked her for a favor today, just a call to create an excuse for me to leave. I had no idea how she'd tracked down Lily's place. Why pretend to be my fiancé? I demanded. What's the difference? We're getting married soon anyway. I haven't agreed to anything. Do you have any other options, Ethan Miller? Wake up. You're drowning in debt. Who else would want you but me? Her gaze turned spiteful. That woman earlier, your college girlfriend, right? She's just here to rub salt in the wound. Back then, you could boss her around, and she'd take it. Now that you're down and out, she's probably laughing at you behind your back. Stay out of this. I'm making it my business. She stole you from me once. Now it's payback time. I'm not your fallback plan. I didn't agree then, and I won't agree now. I stepped out of her car. Olivia didn't try to stop me. It's not up to you, Ethan. Think about your family. Her dismissive expression reminded me of the gossips in college who'd tormented Lily, and I couldn't help but wonder, had Lily seen me the same way all these years? Word of my return, along with my family's misfortune, spread among old classmates. My former roommate Jason reached out, inviting me to be his best man at his wedding. Jason had been my closest friend in college, and I couldn't say no. The wedding was a reunion of sorts, filled with familiar faces. Jason, dressed sharply in a suit, looked more grown up than I remembered. Ethan, I always thought you'd be the first of us four to tie the knot, he laughed. I grinned back. If I'd gotten married first, Who'd be your best man? You're lucky I'm in a good mood today. You disappeared on us for years. I was so mad. My bad. I won't do it again. I'm here to make amends. Jason clapped me on the back. Why did you vanish like that? If you had problems, you could have told us. We would have helped. I finally opened up about the darkest chapter of my life. I'd never faced anything like that before. It felt like my world had imploded. I didn't know what to do, who to turn to. So I did the stupid thing and cut everyone off. Jason's expression turned somber. You know, Lily was beside herself looking for you. She tried everything, contacted professors, the university, almost filed a missing persons report. She even went to your house, despite how terrified she was of your parents. But your whole family was gone. I've never seen her break down like that. She sat on your doorstep, crying for hours. Then she heard you might be in the South and went searching. She was in and out of so many cities. I swallowed hard. I was in Atlanta, Austin, Denver. We were constantly on the run from debt collectors, so we changed our name and moved every couple of weeks. No wonder she couldn't find you. After that, she came back to Chicago, heartbroken, and threw herself into building that people-finding data system. I was stunned. All these years, I'd thought Lily didn't care. I'd overheard her saying she had no plans to marry me after graduation, and when my family went bankrupt, she'd let me go without a fight. But now, during the wedding reception, as Jason's wife tossed the bouquet, I was lost in thought. The bouquet sailed through the air and landed in Lily's hands. The MC cheered. Congratulations. Looks like someone's next in line for love. Care to share with your boyfriend? Lily shook her head, a small smile playing on her lips. She walked over to me, holding out the bouquet. The room erupted in cheers, but all I could hear was the pounding of my heart. Lily, you know I have a fiancé. I stammered, even though it was a lie. I don't believe your taste has dropped that much. But even if she's real, Lily leaned in, her breath warm against my ear. Leave her and come back to me. Her words were a siren's call, and for a moment, I was tempted to give in. After all these years, she still had the power to make my pulse race. After the ceremony, the old gang gathered for drinks. I drank more than I should have, and soon found myself alone in the stairwell, seeking refuge from the chaos. Lily found me there. What are you doing here all by yourself? I looked up at her, the words spilling out before I could stop them. Lily, I'm so tired. She helped me to her car and drove me back to her place. I was too drunk to walk straight, and she held me up, her touch both familiar and foreign. I'm exhausted, working day in and day out. And yesterday, a customer spilled wine all over me. It wasn't even my fault. Lily, I miss steak. I can't even remember what it tastes like. I rambled on, lost in a haze of alcohol and pent-up emotions. Lily tried to soothe me, but I barely registered her words. The last thing I remembered was her gently laying me on her sofa. I heard her ask, what does she have that I don't? I can help you with the debts, too. I know you better than anyone. I know what makes you happy. Please, Ethan, don't disappear again. The next morning, I woke up in Lily's bed, naked. The smell of steak wafted from the dining room. There, laid out on the table, were various cuts of steak and a plate of perfectly sliced oranges. I called in sick for you, Lily said, a mischievous glint in her eye. I sat up, suddenly alert. You talked to my boss? He's going to get the wrong idea. Erected him right away. Back then, I truly believed you didn't want me anymore. As snowflakes danced outside the window, creating a cozy, warm bubble inside, Lily batted her eyelashes innocently. Between us, there's nothing to misunderstand. It's all real, isn't it? I was left speechless, struggling to find the right words. I asked your boss, and he said you turned down the programming job, so you could have more time for part-time work, right? Yeah, programming pays better, but there's always overtime. With multiple part-time jobs, I actually earn more each month. Starting next month, go back to programming. Quit all the part-time jobs, I insisted. She firmly shook her head. No, I haven't coded in ages. I'm rusty. Don't worry. I'll teach you again. Lily focused on peeling shrimp shells, carefully dipping each one in sauce before placing them in my bowl, just like the old days. Back in college, when I was more interested in having a good time and my grades suffered, having a brilliant girlfriend as a personal tutor kept me from falling too far behind. I've really forgotten everything, I protested. Lily casually scribbled some code snippets on a piece of paper and sat down beside me. These are some basics. Let's refresh your memory. In that moment, it was as if we'd traveled back in time, with the girl I loved patiently explaining complex concepts. After the meal, I refused her offer to drive me home. Lost in thought on the subway, I was startled by a message from Ryan. "Ethan, don't hurt Chloe again." "What do you mean?" I replied, confused. He sent a screenshot. It was a conversation from Chloe's college dorm group chat. Finally paid it off. "What a relief," Chloe had written. Her friends congratulated her, joking about her found freedom. Just then, I received a debt notification. The outstanding balance had been fully paid off, and the payer's name was Chloe Vance. A wave of humiliation and betrayal washed over me. Looking back, all of Chloe's actions since our reunion, promoting me, giving me a raise, everything she'd said and done, even last night, seemed like nothing more than an attempt to settle a debt. At the karaoke bar, Ryan had said she hated me. Maybe he was right. Chloe hated owing people, and from the very beginning, I'd been nothing but a burden to her, a creditor she wanted to be rid of. In that moment, anger and grief consumed me. I didn't even know how to blame her. 8 years ago, I was the one who'd forced her into an unequal situation, and now it was too late to fix things. Furious, I messaged her. "Who gave you the right to pay off my debt without asking? Aren't you better off now? You don't have to work so many jobs," she replied. "I don't need your help. Ethan, don't be stubborn. I should have done this a long time ago. I've always wanted to repay you, especially for my grandfather's medical bills." Her words stung like a slap in the face. "I'll save up and pay you back every cent. From now on, let's only talk about work-related matters." Chloe called me repeatedly, but I ignored her calls. I took another day off and holed up in my room, sleeping for hours as if trying to escape the reality. The next morning, my mom told me Chloe had waited downstairs all night. On my way to work, she even ditched her Porsche and took the subway with me. In the evening, when I went to my shift at the karaoke bar, she booked a private room and sat by the door, watching my every move. This went on for days until I finally snapped. "Stop following me. If I don't, you'll disappear again. To another city, into a stairwell, or just stop answering my calls. You make me worry," she said, counting off the possibilities on her fingers. "I promise I'll pay you back. I won't disappear. Can't we trust each other?" Chloe frowned, looking hurt. "What are you talking about? I don't want you to pay me back." But she stopped following me on Friday, and I soon got a call from Ryan, furious. Chloe got into a fight. It turned out that at an industry gathering, Olivia had been bragging about me. The Miller family's son, Ethan. He used to be so out of reach, but now he's desperate. I'll pay off his debts, and he'll marry me. I'll be in charge, and I can still hook up with models on the side. Before she could finish, Chloe had thrown her purse at her, making a scene in front of everyone. Outside the treatment room, Ryan lashed out at me. "Chloe built her company from scratch. It hasn't been easy for her. And now, because of you, she's going to make some powerful enemies." I was outraged. "Ryan, who are you to lecture me? You two are just partners. You agreed not to interfere in each other's personal lives, right?" After a moment, Ryan put on a pitiful act. "Ethan, even though we're just partners, I really like her. You've been gone for so long. Just stay away and let me be with her." I sneered. "Weren't you the one who started spreading rumors about Chloe in school?" Ryan's face turned ashen. "I didn't forget that. After we got together, you cornered me in the men's room and asked how much I'd paid to sleep with her. And then people started calling her names. It all started with you, didn't it?" "No, you're lying," he stammered. "I can find classmates to testify. How do you think your fans would react if they knew their idol used to bully a classmate? Damn you, Ethan. Now you're the one spreading rumors. I can prove it. Should I?" He deflated immediately. "Please, Ethan. I'll give you whatever you want. Just don't tell Chloe. I was young and stupid. I can make it up to her." Before he could finish, the curtain in the treatment room was pulled aside. Chloe had been listening the whole time. Ryan's exit was a humiliating mess, with someone even recording it on their phone. Chloe wasn't one to forgive easily, and she gave him a piece of her mind. He probably wouldn't dare show his face to her again. "Are you okay?" I asked, looking at her superficial scratches. "Will this affect your company?" "Don't worry. It's not a big deal. Olivia needed stitches, though. Serves her right. I hope she gets a scar," I said. Chloe suddenly smiled, and for the first time in a long while, I saw a glimpse of the old her. "That's more like it. That's the real you. It's been too long since you've said something so blunt. Say more. Damn business deals. They're all a bunch of conniving swindlers. I ranted, kicking at a non-existent pebble. And don't even get me started on pork prices skyrocketing again. How are people supposed to survive? All this endless overtime. I just want to curl up at home, binge, watch TV, and sleep the days away. Sounds like you're griping about me. Lily arched an eyebrow, a playful glint in her eye. Heavens no. I wouldn't dare, Ms. Vance. Only you have the guts to call me out like this. The winter sun reflected off the snow-covered streets, casting a soft glow as we walked. Our back and forth banter felt like a time machine, whisking us straight back to the carefree days of college. In that moment, I unloaded all the pent-up frustrations of the past few years. Lily, wait. I promise I'll pay you back every cent you cleared for my debt. Her face fell, hurt flashing across her features. What are you talking about? I don't want your money. And why did you blow up at me like that before? Sure, paying off your debt without asking was a misstep, but you can't just shut me out. You made me feel like a burden, like some charity case you were obligated to help. Burden? Who put that idea in your head? Was it Ryan? Her eyes widened in realization. That snake. Could he have been trying to drive a wedge between us? I pulled up the damning screenshot on my phone. Lily's expression darkened as she read it, her fingers tightening around her phone. This is all a lie. I wasn't talking about you at all. I was telling my dorm mates I'd finally wrapped up payments for some overdue company projects. She quickly retrieved her own phone, pulling up the full conversation to prove her point. But how did he know you were going to pay my debt? I consulted him about it. He has experience handling such matters, or so I thought. Clearly, I was wrong. Lily drove us back to her place. As I stepped inside for the third time, the atmosphere felt entirely different from before. She poured 2 cups of coffee, the rich aroma filling the room. Ethan, we need to talk. There are so many questions I've been dying to ask. Shoot. Why did you break up with me? Really? After my family lost everything, I couldn't offer you the life you deserved. In my mind, ending things was the kindest thing I could do for you. It wasn't because you were tired of me. I winced, remembering the cruel words I'd thrown at her that day. That was just a lie I told to push you away. I never thought you'd believe it. Lily's voice trembled. I thought I was just a plaything to you. When your family faced troubles and I couldn't be of much help, you tossed me aside like yesterday's trash. How could you ever think that? I reached out, but she pulled back. Even if it were true, it doesn't matter now. Ethan, I've made up my mind. Even if I'm just a fleeting distraction for you, I want to stay by your side. Her eyes shone with a determination that both broke and mended my heart. You've got it all wrong, Lily. I was head over heels for you, and I still am. I said those things out of fear and desperation. Fear? What for? Before graduation, I overheard you telling your dorm mate you had no plans to marry me. I thought you didn't see a future with me. Lily's eyes widened in shock, followed by a soft, tearful laugh. You heard that? I meant I wanted to establish myself first, build a career so I wouldn't hold you back. I never wanted to be just a housewife. In fact, I'd been secretly looking at engagement rings for ages, but I was too scared to tell you, afraid it was all just a silly fantasy on my part. We sat there, stunned, realizing how a series of misunderstandings and assumptions had torn us apart for so long. Our different worlds had created a chasm of doubt. She thought I was just playing around, using my wealth to amuse myself, while I believed she was only with me for financial gain. Neither of us dared to trust that the other's love was real. Why did you accept Olivia's help, but reject mine? Lily asked, her voice small. Because I love you, and I didn't want our relationship to be tainted by money. I was terrified it would turn into some sort of transaction. She nodded vigorously. That's exactly how I felt back then. When you paid my grandfather's bills, I felt trapped, like I was in debt to you. Not just financially, but emotionally. Wait, did you, like me when I first confessed? A soft blush crept up her cheeks. I liked you even before you noticed me. The first day of freshman orientation, when you introduced yourself as Ethan Miller, I was smitten, but I was too shy to say anything. I felt a pang of regret. I'd gone about showing my affection all wrong, using money, the very thing that made her feel insecure, to win her over. It had silenced her true feelings, and over time, even she began to question her own emotions. Lily picked up an orange and started slicing it, her movements slow and deliberate. Remember when we first met again at the karaoke bar? The things I said. I was so angry. You broke up with me and disappeared for 4 years. I thought you hated me. Ryan said you hated me. I'm sorry. I should have now understood. Through all the misunderstandings, the pain, and the years apart, the love we shared had endured. During our university's anniversary celebration, Lily, as a distinguished alumna, was invited to give a speech. Walking around the familiar campus, it felt like stepping into a time capsule, filled with new faces yet the same old charm. My alumni name tag slipped from my pocket, and a young student picked it up, his eyes widening in recognition. Senior, you're Ethan Miller? You're like a legend at Ms. Vance's company. I was taken aback. I'd only visited Lily's office once, waiting in the lobby, and the receptionist had reacted the same way when she saw my name. There's this core algorithm in one of our projects, the student continued, his excitement palpable. Ms. Vance wrote a comment in the code. If you meet Ethan Miller, please tell him I love him. Everyone who's worked on it has seen that message. I stood there, speechless, as a wave of emotion washed over me. After Lily's speech, we strolled along the campus paths, reminiscing about the past. You confessed to me right under this tree, Lily said, gazing at the old oak. Yeah, I was so bold back then. She was lost in thought for a moment. Ethan, were you happy in college? I thought about her struggles, the rumors, and the loneliness she'd endured. I thought you must have been miserable. On the contrary, I was incredibly happy, because you were there. Even the toughest times were bearable with you by my side. She turned to face me, her eyes locking onto mine. Ethan, I've loved you for 9 years. Give us a chance. As snow began to fall again, dusting her hair with white, I smiled. Here's to a new beginning. Please take care of me in the years to come. Happy New Year, my love. Happy New Year, my forever.